Told y'all, get your wine, get your tea, get your water, whatever you need, baby. Bring it on in. Let's chat for a minute. I know I'm late. I know I'm late. Forgive me. Let some people get in here. Ooh. You know what? So I was looking at the last video I did, and it looks so much better. You guys, me actually looking at the camera versus looking at myself, it looks so weird. Every time I would watch my videos and I'm looking at myself, it's like, what are you looking at? So that makes it a lot easier for me to focus on the camera because it looks so much better. So yes, we'll be doing a lot better with that moving forward. But I hope you guys have your libation, whatever you have. I'm sipping on Chardonnay because it's Sunday. Okay? Let's just keep it 1,000. It's Sunday. I'm super disciplined 6 days a week, and I get to have wine on Sunday. Sunday is my self-care day. So that's what we do. But I just wanted to share with y'all some of the ways that I overcome procrastination. It is a human trait that we all have to deal with. We all have to manage, correct, overcome, you know. And that is, in from what I've learned, that is the key, one of the keys to opportunity, to leveraging opportunity and taking advantage of opportunity, not procrastinating, moving when the time is right. So, you know, there are quite a few factors that play into um, what's going on in our mind, in our psyche when we are procrastinating, right? It's confidence. That's why I put in the little message I wrote earlier that confidence is a part of it, right? If you lack confidence, you don't feel sure of yourself, you don't feel sure of your words or your offer, or you know what it is you want to convey or that you're trying to put together in whatever arena that may look like for you. Confidence will play a huge part in why we may procrastinate. Um, little thing, this is my wine. Mm-mm. Are these little fruit flies or something? I don't know. But yeah, confidence plays a huge part in it. And also knowing what you want, knowing what your goals are, knowing what your plan is, having a plan, you guys that have been subscribed to me for a while, watching my videos for a while, you know, I talked about that when I was in Arizona right before I left. And planning, knowing how to plan, knowing how to follow a plan also plays a part in whether or not you procrastinate, how much of a procrastinator you are. All of these things play a part. So, if that is something you want to hear more about, you want me to share my tips on what I do for myself, if you guys have any input or suggestions or hacks to what you do to, you know, overcome your procrastination, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to read them, love to learn, and, you know, just kind of grow from one another. So one of the things that I make a point of doing is acting fast. I don't think too long. I don't stay in think mode too long, too hard, because going back to what I just said, I know what my goals are. My long term, my short term, all leading up to the same final goal. So when opportunity comes that is smart, it is wise, and it is in line with my goals, I act fast and just command my subconscious to bring the rest to me as I come. You know what I mean? I use my subconscious and infinite intelligence as my GPS because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Y'all have heard me say that. I don't know what I'm doing. None of us do or did. We figure it out as we go. We analyze, every interaction, every decision we make. Sometimes we're going to get caught up in hindsight, right? That 2020 clear looking back on what decisions we should or should not have made. But we learn from that, we grow from that, and then when the next opportunity comes, I just act. I act on it because I analyze the last bad decision or hesitant decision where I missed out on an opportunity because I didn't move my ass quick enough. Just thinking about it, contemplating, hemming and hawing over it, act fast. So that's the first thing I do to overcome procrastination. I just act. And while I'm in it, it becomes easier to figure it out as I go, to research and look for more information, to ask for help from those maybe who have been down the path already, or whatever the case may be. I figure it out as I go. But I'm not missing as many opportunities as I did. My 20s and 30s, baby. My 30s, I acted on it a lot more, but I was married at the time, and you guys have heard me talk about that. That was just a mess. But I've grown quite a lot of it out of that habit of procrastination. Another thing for me that helps is to have my daily goals set. So each day, I'm not just free balling. Like, what do I have to do today? What's on my agenda today? What do I need to do? Where am I working on my business? Where am I working in my business? Whatever I set for myself. And I've also stopped, because I used to be bad at this, I've stopped overloading myself. What I mean is, at the beginning, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing a lot of studying. From those who've done it, I absolutely love Gary Vee. I love Grant Cardone. Y'all know Les Brown. All these different people, different entrepreneurs who have been there. And then on social media, I'm looking at different clothing brands, different cosmetics brands. Like I told you guys the other day, reading the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna, reading her interview on marketing techniques, strategies, different things like that. The more I arm myself with information and knowledge from those who are successfully doing it or who have successfully done it, this also helps me to not procrastinate so much, because I know where I'm going. I know where I'm trying to get to. So when I see opportunities, when they come, when doors open, when windows are cleaned a little bit more for me to see out of, I jump on it. I just, go for it. So having my daily goals set gives me some direction of where I'm going from day to day. Especially now, like during quarantine, those of us who are non-essential workers, like, I don't even like that whole statement, but those of us who no longer have a W-2 to go to, this is the time, like I said in my last video, to really work on your business. Grind, grind, grind. Hit social media. I'm taking the Gary Vee approach, the suggestion of hitting all social media accounts. I was just going to do two, per, as I stated before, per another influencer or content maker on YouTube. But I like the idea of hitting all of them because right now I'm not known, right? So this is another thing that helps me to overcome procrastination. The fact that I want to build large companies and I can't do that by constantly procrastinating, dragging my feet, you know, I have to get shit done. I have to make decisions quickly. And then taking the Gary Vee approach to social media, like I need to post all day, which means now I need to plan my post. I need to do all these things. And it's so time consuming that it's easy to get caught up, especially since I'm already in this social media marketing world. Whew, y'all, it's so easy to get caught up on looking at TikTok to figure out, because I'm looking at it from not not the angle of being entertained, but okay, let me see what they're doing. Let me see what's working. When did they put this post up? How many likes do they have? What is working about this post? Why is it hitting so hard? You know what I mean? This is how I'm looking at TikTok now because it's blowing up, and Gary Vee's like, get on it, fucking get on it. So it's so easy to get caught up in that the minutes are just ticking away. So having a direction, having my daily goals set, acting fast, not lollygagging and just bullshitting around, you know. Um, and all of these really go together. They all go together, and as an entrepreneur, they're all absolutely necessity, you know. And then on top of that, I still need to create. I still need to crochet. I still need to, you know, blast out pictures and videos of my lashes, and you know, in between all that, as I'm making garments, put on photo shoots with, you know, my housemates who are willing, and like it's a lot. But knowing that I don't always want to have to work this hard, you know what I mean? I'm trying to build something that will be around for at least a century, at least. So I'm laying the groundwork now. It takes a lot of time. So procrastination is the killer of goals, and it is the main action, main emotion that makes us miss opportunities. Procrastination, self-doubt, going back and forth, wavering in our decision making. We have to just be able to make decisions and have good judgment because it's vital to our livelihood, to our success as an entrepreneur. You have to know where you want to go, which direction you're heading in. So when different opportunities come, they have to be recognized as opportunity, right? And you just take it. You make that decision. Make that a great segue for my next thing that I do, to minimize the devil of procrastination, and devil just being something sour. I don't know about it's not a religious, that wasn't a religious statement, so don't think that. But just, just the negative energy of procrastinating. So making decisions quickly, and that becomes easier when you know where you're trying to get to. So making quick decisions, not the whole sleep on it, let me sleep on it. That is procrastination. That let me sleep on it is procrastination. If you don't have a deadline to weigh it out or read a contract or something like that, and you have to make the decision there, or the opportunity is in front of you, just make the decision. If it's in line with where you're trying to go in life, make the decision in the moment, because we miss out on so much greatness, so many great things that was meant for us. That's why it was presented to us. If someone comes to you and they have a great deal on a thing, And let's say you've been looking for that thing or something very similar to that thing. Why hesitate? If someone's right there presenting you with an amazing offer, why is the first thought, well, let me check the price against eBay. Let me see what I can get on for it on Amazon, and then Amazon Prime, and all these different things. And it's just procrastination. So making a decision quickly in the moment, it's you can't procrastinate when you act like that. So acting fast, setting daily goals, making decisions fast, and just following our first mind. Really, honestly, the correct thing to do, the correct answer, whatever it is, always comes to us first and immediately. So we just have to trust it, trust ourselves, and act on it. You know what I mean? So that is one of the things that and these are all things that I've grown to do from, like, I keep pushing my self-development playlist, that bad boy. If y'all get in there and listen to some of the audios in there, you'll know what I'm talking about. So that is something that I've grown to do. I'm mastering it, right? I'm not a master at any of these, but I'm mastering it. And like I said, these are all really tied together, all of these. And another thing that I do to combat procrastination, to overcome procrastination, is I keep my goals in the front of my mind. I keep them in the front. It may sound like, well, of course. No, actually not. Actually not. Because when things like COVID happens, or, if you guys are, I believe most of my audience is old enough to remember 2008. It's like when things happen that we cannot predict, we cannot plan for, the only thing we can do though, in times like this, is prepare for the next one. So for me personally, how I'm doing that is, as I'm taking these workshops, as I'm listening and writing down notes from what they're saying, and I'm tightening up my business structure even more, I plan on being in a much, much more financially stable position even within the next 12 months, so that if we look at really the cycle of how often really major any type of collapses or recessions happens in this country, you got at least maybe 4 years, you know what I mean? And probably like every 2 years, something major happens, whether it's natural or, I don't know, some chaos going on that's really affecting the country, greatly, financially or in some form. I feel like now is the time for us to prepare to be in much better positions when the next one hits. So, keeping my goals in the front of my mind, this is what, let me break this down a little more. By doing that, for me, if I'm, let's say, taking my lunch break or just taking a little 15-minute break or a 20-minute break, and I feel that I've been down there a little too long, I think about, look, this shit's not going to get done while you're sitting down here chilling. Yeah, you were on a break, but now you're 20 minutes beyond the time that you allotted for your break. Things like that. Because immediately I start to feel like, you slacking, or you really being a good CEO right now? Because eventually you're going to have employees. If you can't stay on task right now, how are you going to get to the point to where you have employees, to where you have, this huge company that I envision, this huge fashion house that I envision for myself? So keeping my goals in the front of my mind also helps me to procrastinate a lot less. Like, I would say, if I had to put it into a percentage, I'd say I procrastinate about 80% less than I did, honestly. And I can tell because I'm a lot more productive. You know what I mean? Even if you look on my social media feeds, or if anyone's following me, I know some of you guys are following me on Instagram. Um, I'm posting constantly on TikTok now, and I still gotta pick it up. But on TikTok, like I'm posting, I'm learning how to navigate, and I'm also doing a lot of watching, studying. Like, I'm seeing how they put the videos together. I'm seeing how just every little thing, and then they have some people that will show you how to make some of the videos. Like, there's a video where the people have their clothes laid out on the bed, and then they just fall down on the bed and come back up, and they're in the clothes, in the outfits. So they show you, you know, how to do that, where to stop the camera, etc., etc. So these are things that I'm doing throughout my days to get it going, because it's you know it's a lot. And anyone that is also a YouTuber, an influencer, you know, a content creator, it is a lot. It is a lot. The editing, the how long it takes to even put together those little clips that we watch and we're so entertained by. You know, it's like there's a lot to it. There's so many elements to it that you have to be organized, because even bullshitting for 1 hour, which essentially is procrastinated, can just delay your whole day. So those are some of the things that I do to overcome procrastination. Now, another thing that I feel, and this is just my own opinion from life and living, and just analyzing and looking at behaviors, my own behaviors, and other human behaviors and other people. So another thing I feel like helps to induce our spirit of procrastination is confidence, our level of confidence. If you are not extremely confident in yourself, in your look, your presentation, hopefully not, but in your product, all of that will play a part in how much you procrastinate, because you don't feel like you are standing 100% behind your product, or even behind yourself as your brand, right? You may feel like, or you just may be a little more affected by the thoughts of people judging you, or what are they going to say, or, you know, how are people going to look at you, and you know, how much effort. It's a lot of effort. It is a lot of effort. Like, you're starting from just being Shalonda Elise, nobody knows, right? To putting together this company, this brand, based on your passion, your talents, your skills, whatever it may be. And so you're completely obscure. No one knows you. No one knows who you are, what you're doing, what this company is, what this brand is about. So you have to constantly push it, constantly push it. Like, oversaturate these social media platforms. That, even just doing that, like without your face, just sending out your product, or sending out, you know, posts, whatever genre or whatever niche you're in, or whatever industry you're in, just push it, push it, push it, push it. This also helps build your confidence, because as you're creating content, you're learning more about how to create content, right? How to put together these beautiful looking pictures, how to put together these interesting, funny, engaging videos, and different things like that. So even just knowing how to do something creates confidence. You know, I'll give you a simple analogy, quick little metaphor. When a baby is learning to walk, before they get to the point of crawling and standing, they're a little bit apprehensive. They feel shaky, their legs aren't stable up under them, and they're just hesitant. They're like, no, not yet. I'm good on my knees. Let me just crawl my way around. I'm not ready yet, and these babies will let you know, I'm not ready yet. And as they get more confident, because while they're crawling around, they feel themselves getting stronger, right? Like, you can't crawl forever. And as you crawl every day, you're crawling all over the house, and now you're crawling to climb up on something, right? You crawl over to the stool, climb up on the stool. Now you're standing up holding the stool. So now you're feeling your legs while you hold on to something, they're standing up, right? So it's the same thing. It's the same thing with building a brand and putting it out there. Excuse me, guys. Putting it out there for the world to see, right? And one thing I'm learning about, let me kind of just veer off for a little bit. One thing that I'm learning as far as creating content now, being in the sales industry, right? Like, I have product, I have my clothing line, and I have the cosmetics, so actual tangible products. So as far as that's concerned, I just lost my train of thought. My next video's on how to not lose your train of thought. When you come up with it, let me know. Tag me in it. Thank you. Okay. But no, seriously. Like, it's really just the same thing. The more you do something, the more you go at it, you get more confident. Your confidence grows. Sales and marketing. And that's, y'all have heard me even talk about that. That's what I'm not a marketer. Not a marketer at all. But I'm learning, because at this stage, I have to be. I have to be a marketer. I have to learn about a brand, sending out my brand's message, a cohesive brand, and all that. So the more I learn, the more I know, the more I figure out, and things come to me, like information, as you research, right? It's work. It's not just going to, and I think I mentioned that earlier. Social media saturation, just bang shit out, just bang it out, because without it, nobody's gonna know me, and it's gonna take me forever to start walking, and I don't have forever. I do not have forever. So even that, the more I post, I become more confident in my post, and I even see my posts get better because I'm putting more thought into it. I'm putting more effort into it. I'm seeing what others do. I'm trying to emulate that, but with my brand, with my message. So confidence. As that grows, your procrastination levels will shrink. I know for me it has, and even hearing this come from other people and from the cyber mentors that I listen to, which is what got me on this path, right? It's like, it's just natural. Like, when I was actively weightlifting and people will come to me like, oh my God, Shalonda, I'm eating right, I'm exercising, I promise, and I'm not getting any results. And I'm like, you're not telling the truth about something. Like, you're not telling the truth. So just be very honest with yourself so that you can overcome these things, Don't make excuses for your shortcomings. Address them, deal with them, tackle them head on, and just get better and move on. You know what I mean? One thing the reason why I chose to actually discuss this today, um, and I think it was just yesterday when Rhonda commented that she'd like to hear more of this content and likes when I do talk about it, because as being someone who lives it and works with it daily, it's not like, oh, let me just I have everything down to the minute. I do that, and some days I just don't hit the mark. You know what I mean? I don't hit the mark because guess what? I'm human. I'm human, so I do the best I can, and I make sure to keep my goals in the front because every day can't be an off day. Like, that's just unacceptable. Every day cannot be an off day. If that is the case, then we just, for those aspiring to be an entrepreneur, um, business owner, here's the thing. Between an entrepreneur and a business owner or a small business owner, the main differences are mentality differences, right? Because you can be a small business owner and pretty much it's like you're an employee of yourself. What I mean by that is you just do a routine as if you were an employee. You just wake up, you go to wherever your place of business is, you do it and you're done with it. You do the books, you do the inventory, or you have people hired already to do that. Whereas an entrepreneur, first of all, is constantly creating uh, new ways to sell, new ways to market, new ways to, um, get their brand out there. It's really, in my personal opinion, entrepreneurship is about innovating, creating, and I really like what Gary Vee say, putting out fires, being a firefighter, because you have to constantly think about how you're going to solve this issue. How you're going to solve this issue. Like for me, the issue of being obscure, no one knowing me. What am I going to do to solve that? If I'm just an employee wanting so badly to call myself an entrepreneur or to be an entrepreneur, these things are not going to get figured out because it's just not in my makeup to know how to figure it out or even to have the interest in figuring it out. I just want kind of like a ready-made business. That's not entrepreneurship, you know? And when it comes to procrastination for the careers, right? Let's say you're in a career and you love your career, you love your job, you make a great salary. Like I've said in my last couple of videos, this is the time to make yourself an absolute asset. Absolute asset. Go above and beyond. Don't wait to be told. If you see a fire, put it out. If you see something that can be done better, a process that can be done better, something that can be made more efficient, now is the time to initiate, put it together, present it to whoever you need to present it to. If it's something you can just do, start to finish, and then when it's done, you present it to say, look, I saw that, this process here could be more functional, more efficient. So I, knew I could make it better, and this is what I did, lay it out. Absolutely. You think, you know, you're going to be one of the ones whose hours are getting cut, or no, you're not, because you're thinking about how you can make the company essentially more money, or help grow the company, or bring in more clients, whatever the case may be. These are some of the things that you're doing. And these are also ways to overcome procrastination, because we're in this tight spot. You hear people say, oh, another 2 more weeks in quarantine, 4 more weeks, who knows? Some experts, whatever that means, are saying 18 months. Like, we really don't know. So it's just the time to plant seeds. And procrastinating on doing that is not what it do. this is not the time for that. So whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee, or you're at a career that you love, you absolutely love it, just do everything you can to be an asset, to not have your hours cut or your pay cut, or just, you don't want to be on the other side of the quarantine, you know. And if you are in the same position that I'm in, content, content, content. If you're currently posting once or twice a day or only on one platform, you gotta like triple that. You know what I mean? And here's some platforms that I haven't included that I need, that I will. LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm on LinkedIn, right? I'll just leave it at that. I mean, it's updated. I'm not sure if it's updated to California, but I know it's updated to when I was in Arizona. So it's, I don't have like old ass pictures on there. It's updated. So, but I don't take advantage of that platform. The video, the pics, the different market, right? Because I feel like LinkedIn is a lot of the demographic that I'm going for, um, in the building of my companies, the networking, the B2B, the different things like that. So Twitter is another one. I'm on Twitter. I share every one of my Instagram posts goes to my Twitter as well. But I don't actually open my Twitter app. I don't post on there. I don't interact. I do in waves, right? Like when Eminem dropped Music to Be Murdered By, his last album. Oh, I was all on Twitter. I was in all the feeds for Music to Be Murdered By. you know, I go in waves like that. When something is, the light bulb just went off. Did y'all see it? Did y'all see the light bulb over my head? When something is hot that I'm really into, I know immediately, let me go to Twitter. This is where the most action is going to be, on Twitter. I have to keep that, I gotta keep that in mind, because this is where the waves go in, right? So I need to take my business more on Twitter. I just need to write this down right quick. So this thought right here will help me stop procrastinating and stop falling off of my Twitter. Because Twitter is fucking hot. Like, Twitter is hot. That's the way to get pretty much everyone's attention on Twitter. Anyone's attention, you can get it on Twitter. I gotta keep that in mind. Because, like, when you look at all the different platforms, they all have a different demographic. Some of them cross, but they're all a little bit different. So little things like that, in my opinion, helps to overcome procrastination, because you get so excited about, oh shit, let me do this now. And that is the thing, acting now. Oh shit, let me do this now. Oh, okay. So then your excitement, the adrenaline, the rush, it starts to take over, and it starts to build momentum. Um, and I think this is kind of a good place to end. I would love it if you guys have any questions or anything you want to share, because I think next Sunday we will discuss. Why do I keep losing my train of thought? I don't like it. Because I didn't write that thought down. That's why. What was the word I just said? Momentum. Momentum. Next Sunday, we'll discuss, and I'll share some of the things in other areas that I'm a lot better at, which clearly is not Twitter. Things that I do to keep the momentum going, because that, now from now to next week, I will have some updates on how I've been doing on Twitter, because I'm making it a goal for myself, and you guys are here to witness me saying that I'm taking an oath to post every single day on Twitter for the next 7 days to get the momentum going, and to curb that, to overcome that procrastination. Because with Twitter, yeah, I have to, like, Twitter is the place to be. That's the place to get everyone's attention. So, excuse me, you guys. So if nobody has any questions, y'all have been so silent this evening. What's good? What's good? It's the first day of the week, and I really just wanted to end the evening with some uh, positive energy, a good flow, and hopefully give you guys a few little tips of what I do to overcome my procrastination. Um, and hopefully it helps. If you guys try it out, let me know. Comments. Just talk to me throughout the week. Tell me some of the things that you're doing to procrastinate less from day to day to day, moment by moment. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to your girl. So I want to go live every Sunday and talk about the behind the scenes of just being productive, right? Being an entrepreneur, a career man or woman, or whatever the case may be. I think Sunday is a good day because it is the first day of the week, and it's just a nice, fresh way to go into the work week. If anyone does not work on Sundays, start the work week off with a fresh mindset, feeling encouraged or just uplifted or motivated, whatever I can do to help. We have to, look out for one another. So that's what I'm here for. And I'm in it. Like, I'm telling y'all real shit of how I feel productive at the end of the day and not feel like I let myself down, I let my business down, like, more times than not. I'm gonna be honest and say a good 5.5 to 6 days out of the week, I feel like I've killed it. I feel like I've absolutely killed it. So I'm good with that. Do I want to increase it and kill it every fucking day and put out more content and get better at planning? Yes, and this is where tightening up on still the little bit of procrastination that I still do. Like, I'm human. I'm not an effing robot. You know what I mean? I still procrastinate on some things, but it's very minimal. But even that, like, even an hour of procrastination affects my day. It really does affect my whole day because everything that I'm doing takes up so much time. So hopefully that helps. Again, comment, like, subscribe, share. And yes, every Sunday I will be going live. I think 8 o'clock is a good time. If it is not, leave comments below. Like, if you're watching this on the replay and you missed it because 8 p.m. California time is maybe too late for you, let me know. Like, I really want to know what would be a good time. If in the mornings would be good, because the weather is beautiful, so we could even chit chat outside. I could set up outside if we want to do it. This little thing is like flying around. If the morning is better for you guys, so comment, let me know what time is good for you. If you're watching this on replay, especially if you're watching this on replay and you missed the live, let me know what would be a good time. But Sunday, every Sunday, I want to go live and talk about more self-development type things, right? So, all right, you guys, thank you again for tuning in. I'll toast to you guys. Clink, clink. Y'all have a good night. Be peaceful. Be safe. Stay safe. And I will see you guys another time.